how was it going to Korea? Again, you're just there probably with your son. Did you bring him to Korea or did he stay? Because I
Hmm.
know option or whatever when you go.
Right. Yeah, I did the fake marriage and everything.
Ah, okay. I considered the fake marriage for sure.
I fake marriage, so I didn't have to give up full like thing to his father, even though his father is a great father. Shout out to my son's father. Um, and so he stayed with his father's family in Miami, and his father is Haitian. So my son is half Haitian, so he got to dive into that culture and grow up around that. And so yeah, when I got to Korea, I was there on my own, 23 years old, and just like wow, I instantly fell in love with Korea. Shout out to Korea, man. Korea is awesome. The food was great. The people were awesome. It was super ahead of its time in terms of technology, and it's ahead of the U.S. for sure in technology. And I just had a great time. Now, in the army, when you go to a duty station, ain't nothing but partying, partying, and partying. So
Heard about
it
Korea.
was dope.
It's similar to Germany. It's crazy.
Yeah, so it was. I loved Korea. I haven't been to Korea since then, but I hope to go back to pay my homage to Korea for opening up my eyes to travel.
23, Korea, you got some money in your pocket and
Yeah,
not a lot of expenses probably.
yeah. Staying in the barracks. Yeah.
So so what was your experience like? You get to the airport in Korea and what was like your impression? How did you feel? Like
Mm.
how did that affect your perspective?
I was just yeah, I was overwhelmed by it all because it was a culture shock for one, right? I had never been out of the US ever. Up until then. And then when I do leave, I go by myself in the military. You know what I mean? So we actually went to Japan first, and then we went to Korea. Um, and it was again just a culture shock. I felt like an adult. I tell you that much. I felt like an adult. I was like, aha, I've made it. I am an adult now. I'm on my own. I got my own little money. I got me a little debit card. I got my bank account with USAA. You can't tell me nothing. I think that's what I can remember in terms of just getting off the plane and just feel like I've made it. I've made myself proud that I actually completed something, and now I'm starting my life.
That's important. That's important. So you were a 42 alpha?
I was a
Yeah.
42 Alpha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. See, I know. Okay. So could you explain like what your job and role was in the military and some of the things that you did and maybe talk about deployment?
Yeah, I was proud that I had passed the as and made a high enough score to become a 42 Alpha, which is HR. And I was like, okay, that was another moment that I was super proud, and my family was proud, and I was starting to prove that I got something going on here. And so, as a 42 Alpha, I actually worked at brigade level. So not only did I get my dream job, but I actually worked at brigade level my entire time in the army. Yeah, so that's pretty big. And I was the S1. I was in S1 at brigade. So I did awards, I did evals, I did ID cards. I was in charge of the ID card room. I did mail room, in charge of mail room because I made it to E5. Um,
Oh wow.
and
What's that?
um,
4 years? That's pretty good.
yeah. Um, what else did I do? You do so much as HR, but those are some of the things. I think when we were deployed in Iraq, Mosul, I was in charge of the ID card room.
Oh,
Which is big because you got people. Those guys, them infantry guys coming in and out. They got to get their IDs. You making sure the colonel and the G, not the G1, the S1, your colonel, lieutenant colonels, all of that. I mean, working for all of these guys close to them, so you got eyes on you always.
you guys would S1 would really bother me. I was in a line unit. I was a signal person, 25 Bravo. But so, administrators, oh, they would get on my nerves. You go in there, they're all
Well,
mean to you. You know, if
I
you didn't
never
do
was
it,
mean to them.
oh,
I
really?
never was. I never, well, you know that what they say, don't be mean to the cooks.
Yep. Supply.
Infantry. Yeah. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not mean to them.
Oh man, then you didn't have the right paperwork. They'd send you back. It'd take all day because I don't know what I'm doing. And you know everything's an acronym. You need a
Right.
whatever XYZ form 721. Like, oh, I don't know. The worst. Even to this day, that's one thing I hate is all that paperwork. But it's
Yes.
interesting because I'm sure some of those skills help you today with what you're doing, being organized, getting everything together, because that stuff seems like a nightmare to me.